Yeah, indeed they did. Now, I mean, getting set to this next one, James Madison, Louisiana. I mean, again, no break. We're just kind of hopping right into it. We're waiting on the go ahead from both sides. But this is another going to be interesting one to watch. I mean, it's another one seeder who are the heavy favorites, but we'll see if they can indeed get the job done.
Well, the players are already showing us. James Madison, Louisiana. The Sun Belt tournament continues. Let's get down to the field for game one.
Yeah, this is sure to be a fun one. I mean, James Madison, they have become one of the biggest teams to watch here in CCS. Obviously, with the new addition of Pigeon alongside Gad and Ability, this team is so threatening. I mean, they finished at number 4 in the power rankings, but just before the conference tournament started. What?
So we're going back to a break. We have some production issues. We'll be right back. Hello, guys. We're going back into the game. I pulled a NA production moment. We're back live. Louisiana, James Madison here after the players are all back in. Hopefully here soon. Drums here. Oh, good lord. All right, everybody out. Hold on. We're
goodness.
now fixing this on stream because I am NA production moment. Didn't have time to set up the lobby. Look at Nation Row go. Hold on. We're getting this fixed. Game one is coming here live shortly. I promise. We're working on it. We're getting there.
we're getting everyone back in.
Think, are we good now? Yeah, we're good now. There we go. All right. There we go. All the players are here. Game one. After a 7-minute delay because FIU and MTSU decided to go play a game 7, and I had no time to set everything up. Hopefully everything's correct now. Louisiana underdogs going into tonight. James Madison. I got to ask you, Jonas, is Pigeon the CCS 2025 freshman of the year?
Oh, 100%. I mean, he's got to be. There's never been a kid like Pigeon. I mean, we saw this guy, in a different league nation, the Blackline Championship Series. We've seen Pigeon. We've seen him play since he was like 13.
I've gotten to watch this kid develop since he was so young. Since the start of that league, and Pigeon played in season 2 and played all the way through like season 8 or 9, or even I think he played season 10 as well. He's a stellar kid. The kid's mechanically crazy. He's one of the best players I've gotten to watch grow from being a literal diamond to now. I mean, it's been impressive. He's one of the best players in the country here in CCS.
Yeah, and he really has been so fun to watch here in the Collegiate Conference Series, and he's been just a huge addition to this JMU roster again, alongside Gad and Ability. I mean, it really has propelled this team to one of the best in the entire Collegiate Conference Series. I mean, they won the CCS Invitational earlier on. They took down teams like Iowa State, teams like Charlotte, as now Pigeon is not moving. Oh, he's back.
Might have lost DC, control DC maybe?
I'm not certain, but I mean, he's back playing. Ability will get bumped off this double. Hopefully everything is good for him as he will fire this shot wide. But yeah, I mean, this James Madison team is one to watch for sure. I mean, they are perfectly undefeated so far this season, if I'm not mistaken, and they're looking to defend that here versus Louisiana.
They are perfectly undefeated. They are CCS Invitational champions. They won that MTE back in week 2 with Bepic and I on the call against Charlotte. I think they won that series in 4 or 5. I think it was in 4. But either way, 2 minutes down in game 1. And Pigeon, again, one of the best players in the country, one of the front runners for freshman of the year. But that one is good from Pigeon. 3:02 to go.
Yeah, and we'll just open things up here as got a good bit of pressure, and Juro just a tough read to make, and Pigeon just able to get it by him. Puts it top shelf as JMU up 1-0.
3:02 to go. We're talking about freshman of the year. Now I'm going to ask you, thoughts on player of the year?
Oh, boy. I see him in chat. Not not the player, sorry, the player's teammate, and I do refer to Kevin over at Drexel. I know Barron's in chat. He was just shouting out Kevin when we were talking about Pigeon, but I think it might have to be Kevin. And I mean, obviously we have seen just a great roster all around over at Drexel. I mean, Baron, Zerf, and Kevin. I don't think Kevin could do it alone, but he is an incredible player, and he might have my vote for that.
Halftime here in game number 1, and there's a lot of talented players in the league, and there's a lot of options as to who really could win Player of the Year. It's Juro finds the first. What a play for Juro. Gets the offense started.
Yeah, that is a beautiful take off the pass from Lost. Picks it up over Pigeon, and then Gad just had nowhere to go in the goal line. Louisiana will tie it up. I mean, this one could get competitive. It really could. But you just got to feel that James Madison you just have to feel like this series is all theirs.
And they're definitely the favorite to win this series. But again, I talked to lots of 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago about this, and coming into tonight, and their expectations are they're going to win this tournament and get back to the tournament for a second straight season and go far. But they said they're going to beat JMU and lost a second. There's the lead for the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, I mean, Louisiana did get swept by James Madison in the regular season, and they want revenge for that, and they might just get it. As Lost just a quick shot towards the corner. No one from the Dukes could get back, and Louisiana have themselves a lead. Let's see what they can do to protect it with less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, and Lost said they've been grinding to prepare for this moment, and they are now here in the tournament final trying to upset number 1 James Madison, one of the top 5 teams in the country on the polls, and 138 remains, almost a third, able to fall through. The Dukes defense will cover it up for now, and what a start for the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, it really has been. It's been a good battle. Obviously, they conceded the first, but have really gotten right back into form, and they've looked solid throughout. Ability, we'll leave it for Gad. He's got a nice clear out. Jackson on it. We'll just boom it forward. No demo there. Ability staying weary of it. Pigeon takes his time, but a good touch from Lost was still on it. Wave dashes around the demo. Can he play the 50? No, Gad goes right by. Good initial save and bumps off Jackson. A little bit of time. Juro might be able to turn this win off. The drop down. Lost is there as well. 5 players on it. No one able to do much with it.
Pitch into midfield, broken up by Jackson. Under a minute to go here in game 1. Gad going to pop this one high. Juro able to break that one up for now. 45 to go. Jackson fires, saved by Gad, as the Raging Cajuns offense has had a lot of pressure here in game 1.
Yeah, Juro, this is a nice touch. Double on lock. Juro sends another through, and he has really been stepping up, and boom goes the dynamite.
Dude, driver, please be patient. Press F to pay respect.
Why is it the fact that it's Pigeon saying that makes it so much more fun?
33 seconds, and Louisiana up by 2. And Louisiana played in the Sun Belt Tournament final last season against Georgia State, and they dropped that series in, I believe, Game 6. And 24 seconds left to go here. JMU trying to go back to the tournament for a 3rd straight season and reclaim a Sun Belt Tournament title.
Yeah, we'll see if Louisiana can do it. I mean, they haven't been able to get themselves one of these titles so far. We saw Georgia State get it last season. We saw James Madison back in season 3. Louisiana are hunting for their first.
0 seconds, and that'll do it for game 1. Louisiana 1-0, 3 games away.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see if they can. We'll see if they can hold on to it. I would not expect James Madison to go away without any sort of fight, but of course Pigeon able to turn in the one and only here in game number 1. Gad doing a good job assisting that one and also picking up 3 saves, but Louisiana just 1 step ahead, and I mean, Juro, huge part of it.
We could have had, Southern Miss here as well, and that roster very, very good, and unfortunately backed out of the league right before it started, but that could have been another threat to a Sun Belt tournament race.
Yeah, really could have, but fortunately didn't get to see them, so it is really just kind of that big competition between these 2 teams, and now I would expect it to stay a solid competition. I mean, we've seen Old Dominion give some teams trouble in the past, but Louisiana were able to dispatch them quite easily back in the semifinals. A 4-1 win there, and now they're looking for another big victory. They want revenge versus the Dukes.
I think Texas State's been playing a little bit better as of lately as well, and even earlier on in the year took North Texas to Game 5 and got reverse swept. It led the Mean Green 2-0 and fell just short. But I feel like the Sun Belt odds are kind of getting a little bit better as a league. I mean,
yeah, just a little bit more depth. We always love to see more depth here in CCS when you have conferences, when you have conference tournament champions always fighting. It's never one certain, and that always makes it more fun to see how the conferences shake out. And obviously, we just saw that Conference USA. We had a reigning champion for so long dethroned in Florida International, Middle Tennessee State, the new champs over there. And again, as a freshman roster, a very impressive look for them. Going to be keeping an eye on them throughout the national championship tournament as they now are locked. But this is another big one to see, and we'll see if Louisiana can defend this lead, if they can add on more, as they got that first. We talked about it earlier, Nation, about an hour ago. If you want to try and beat those top teams and you may be a little bit mismatched, it's all about starting early, starting strong.
Yeah, Joe Bepic went absolutely nuts last game, and it really could be a night where it's new boys in town, and MTSU taking over Conference USA, and now Louisiana could very well take over the Sun Belt.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of 1 seeds here tonight. Out of our four match slate, we have 3 1 seeds competing. Obviously, we saw Florida International, now James Madison, and as well as North Florida. And I think kind of agreed at the beginning, this was going to be run by the 1 seeds here tonight, but Middle Tennessee State are already kind of flipping that script. We'll see if Louisiana can do it as well.
Yeah, and up the sidewall will take his sweet time. A little bit of a break from Loss going to force his 50 wide, and the longer these games go, I feel like the more pressure continues to build on JMU as Louisiana's offense has fully felt comfortable, it feels like, on the purple half, and they've dealt pressure well, and I think JMU's still trying to figure out how they're going to deal with it to attack this series.
Yeah, the Raging Cajuns have looked great to start. Juro carry into the bump, 2v1 in the net, but it's all Juro.
And Juro continuing his dominance tonight. Plenty of boots to use there. Finds it through Gad and that lap defender ability. 3:13 to go. And the Raging Cajuns, another solid start to game 2.
And Juro has been putting on a show here to start off this series. He has been very fun to watch. Ability shot will be saved away by Lost Pigeon. Will take it high, gets it around Lost. Jackson will secure it, gets it around Gad. Ability last back, has himself a decent look here. Jackson puts in middle. Pigeon will play keep away, finds the clear across. But Louisiana have been doing great, keeping a lot of pressure and momentum going into that James Madison side.
Juro again. Gonna go high here, out of boost. Easy save for Gad. Now Jackson from the wing. Off the corner looking for a double. Places it on target. Pigeon will find the save initially towards ability. Now JMU in transition. Lost trying to find a connection. Juro cross open space, and the Duke's defense, it's got to wake up here. Louisiana's offense has been a new level tonight.
Yeah, it really has. And obviously Juro has been really fun to watch, as now it's going to be Lost turning things in off the 50. Gad, unfortunately, he 50'd this one evenly, but had no boost left landing, and Lost is just able to sneak it by him. It's 2-0 Louisiana. The Duke's in a bit of trouble here.
Louisiana's just come out storming. I mean, they've played a good, solid 8 minutes so far. Now Lost one-on-one in isolation. Fires and scores 3-0.
And Gad got another piece of it, but couldn't keep it out again. Lost able to turn it in, just able to get to the far side enough. Gad maybe not far back in net as he could have been, but 3-0 go the Raging Cajuns, and what a match we are seeing. I couldn't have expected this.
I told you, Lost and them have been grinding, and they want this more than anything, and to secure their ticket to the tournament. Although they made it last season, but they want it secured tonight. They don't want to have to wait till next Thursday to see where they're going to fall. So 2-minute warning in game 2. Louisiana up 3-0 in game 2, eyeing a 2-0 lead.
I mean, yeah, Louisiana was a team. They made the tournament last season, as Juro will bang the crossbar here. They made the tournament last season, got a nice win over UTA, who a lot of people predicted would beat them in round one. So no one had a lot of high hopes for Louisiana going into the national championship tournament last season. That's God, what a beauty of a shot here to get on the board for the Dukes, and recovering through the net ability puts it right on his hood.
That's beautiful. 135, and JMU back within 2. 95 seconds to go.
So that's the first. We'll see if that opens up the floodgates here for James Madison late. Louisiana just looking to protect this 2-goal lead that they have a slight cushion, but the Dukes trying to rip it away late.
Building off the ceiling, lost possession. Gad 50 to wide. 1:15 to go. Lost gonna fire to the corner. Jackson gonna chase it down. No demo. Shot from Lost. Able to almost fall through there. Rebound back to midfield. Turtles there in traffic. Couldn't force it through. And Jamie's defense just trying to break the press.
Yeah, Jackson here will play himself a 50 ability. Nice takeaway. Low boost though, and a backflip. Juro will sweep it away. Pigeon plays it out. Maybe a mistouch from Lost. Pigeon might have a look here. Jackson, he pre-jumps. He's awkward. He somehow ground pitches it out in the ability. Can't get around it.
Now Juro downfield. Couldn't get to that one in time to extend to make that play. Now Pigeon. Numbers advantage for JMU. Pigeon with plenty of space. Flip reset. Double reset. Didn't get it. But Jackson off the save. That was almost disgusting out of the freshman.
Yeah, couldn't quite get as much as he wanted to. The shot missing. Lost his awkward ability. Will turn in the second. Louisiana letting this game slip.
26 seconds. You can't let it slip if you're Louisiana here. You're at 3-0. You cannot let this game go to waste.
No, you cannot. I mean, you have the chance to go up 2-0 in this series over James Madison, and that would be an incredible look. But now they are in trouble. Pigeon looking to make them pay. Dancing on the goal line ability will send it through. We're all tied up.
And JMU in the last minute have struck 3 times, and Juro nearly forced that ball out, but ability punts it back through. 19 seconds, and we're all tied.
And what a late comeback it has been from James Madison, Louisiana. I mean, they were looking so good, so confident after the Game 1 victory. Now that might all be gone by the wayside. The Dukes have a chance to try and finish this in regulation.
4 seconds left. One last effort. Going to be incoming here for JMU's loss. Punted towards the corner. One last chance here. It's killed. Got overtime.
And this would be a huge win for James Madison, being able to tie up this series, have the momentum not only with their first game win of the series, but also winning that comeback, knowing that they can fight back even down 3. Jackson creating a good bit of pressure. Gad able to keep it out. Ability trying to strike from long range. Lost, able to deal. Pigeon. Now he'll take his turn through the corner, wins a good 50 out. Gad is up for it. The shot needs to be saved away. It will be wide, and Juro will collect the clear. Another good 50 versus Pigeon. This one straight up. The Dukes trying to deliver what would be a huge game winner.
Almost 45 seconds into overtime here shortly, as it's just Louisiana led 3-0 earlier on in this game, and it has been a sell job. Hold on, Juro in isolation. He scores 4-3, and Louisiana, it's 2-0.
And James Madison just lost that bit of pressure. Pigeon could not bump Juro, and Gad tried his best to make the stop, but he's put in such a tough position to try and make that save. And who else but Juro to take advantage of Louisiana, able to close out that game, but got a bit scary towards the end.
When you have a player like Juro on your team that can just take over, like Maryland does with Hexie, and countless other teams across the country have that one-star player they kind of rely on to go big every night, and they're getting a heck of a performance out of Juro tonight.
And look, 100% goal participation there. 2 goals, 2 assists, including the OT winner. 4 saves, having the majority of them for Louisiana. He has been fun to watch indeed, and we'll see if he's able to keep up that performance. James Madison showing a little bit of weakness there towards Louisiana, showing that the Raging Cajuns cannot get too content, but JMU is going to be up to them to really close out these games, and I think ultimately not letting it get to 3-0 early.
Yeah, I think what's been the difference, is Louisiana's shut down the midfield presence, and they've shut down the control of the space that Pigeon can take over. And I think when you shut down the best player of this JMU team, It's hard for them to win, and Pigeon has not been able to make a statement tonight, and Louisiana is perfectly okay with that, as, again, they've made the difference without Pigeon, and it's paid off dividends so far.
Yeah, it really has. And now Juro, a good take, gets it around two. Gad should be back. Will fake it into the corner, gets past Lost Pigeon. A nice demo there to relieve a little bit more space, and we'll get around Juro. Here's a great chance, but Ability slams it into the backboard. Wants the double. Pigeon a clearing double, and Gad will take it away.
4:14 to go. Ability sets up the double with the demo, and Pigeon creates the opening. Jackson about a half second too late, and it's a 1-0 Duke lead for the first time tonight.
And a great take there all around from JMU, using the full weight of all three players. Now just looking to extend this lead here. They know what Louisiana are capable of. They do not want to give them too much room to work. Pigeon over to Ability, trying to get it back middle. Jackson trying to turn it around. Lost going through Gad, but boost favors the Dukes. Juro looking at a good 50 out, trying to hunt down Pigeon, can't do so. Looking to get it down to Gad, another good 50 out in front from either side. But Louisiana starting to get pushed back, might be starting to feel that pressure a little bit more in James Madison. They seem to be speeding up.
3:35 to go here in game number 3, as JMU do not want to see a 3-0 deficit facing them going in as early as game 4, where Louisiana would just have so much control, it'd be dang near impossible to reverse sweep.
Yeah, it really would be, but Pigeon not looking to let that happen. Crossbar down the way, fall from Ability. Once the double will be blocked by Jackson. Juro sweeping up the boost, and possession gets blocked well by Gad. Lost not a ton of boost to work with, still trying to get a shot past Pigeon, won't be able to do so. Jackson, he's got low boost as well, ends up just popping it straight up. Lost an Ability go right by, and that'll favor Gad, who will have the clear away.
3 minutes to go here in game 3. Louisiana, chance over the middle for Jackson. It's going to snipe off a loft, gets a second touch. Gad will cover. Halftime approaching in game 3. Is interesting thoughts. 10, 12 and a half minutes through this thing.
I mean, Louisiana obviously looked incredible in, game 1 and the first half of game number 2, but it seems like as time has gone on, James Madison, they're finding their footing. They're getting faster, they're getting better, and Louisiana just don't seem ready for it. Gad will turn in his second, and James Madison extend their lead.
2:24 to go. The lead doubled to 2, and the Dukes looking to punch their ticket to a first win on the night, and would be 3 games away from heading back to the tournament.
Are indeed, but Louisiana, we know what they're capable of. I mean, we've seen it firsthand in this series. We know that, this isn't the end. We've seen what they've been able to do, and it just feels like such a crazy shift, going from game 1 and even during game 2, that vast switch before, we saw the Raging Cajuns dominating, and then immediately that turnaround where we saw 3-goal run for James Madison to take it into overtime. Louisiana, they just maybe don't seem as confident, or James Madison not allowing them to be as confident.
Yeah, 5-1 run since that comeback begun back in game 2. They scored, though, 2-0 for Louisiana in the series, with about to be 2-1 as JMU has locked. Oh my goodness, what a save.
Big backflip stop there. Pigeon missing the perfect touch out front. Ability slows things down, staying on it while getting that reset. Juro and Pigeon clash here. Ability high flick. Pigeon is there looking for a bump. No connection. Lost will go out to Juro for the clear. 80 seconds on the clock. Juro no reset. Pigeon wins the 50, takes the boost away, will have himself a clear far side. Will shut down Juro as well, and James Madison just all over the Raging Cajuns here, not giving them a moment to lose.
1 minute to go in game number 3. Louisiana still trailing 2. And during the last 60, it's the Dukes have started to really figure things out here in this series. And Louisiana could be in some trouble here as early as next game if this continues. It's their offense. It's still been solid, but the defense has not been able to deal with the pressure of JMU here in game 3.
Yeah, and ultimately they've just been struggling to keep possession at this point. We've seen Louisiana really slow down in comparison. It's just been James Madison more so just speeding up as they've been able to take control. Really, Juro, another nice save here, but we've seen 8 shots out of the Dukes. This will make it 9 1/3 goal in Louisiana. They've only got 4 shots to show for themselves, and the Dukes, they're just on a roll.
Offense has been very limited here for ULL in game 3. 26 seconds left, and JMU has took complete control of game 3 from start to finish.
The big question now is, what will we see in game number 4? This game, it's set in stone. It's James Madison taking this one clearly. But game number 4, Louisiana, they're going to go into it. They'll still have a lead in the series, but they'll be getting, obviously shut out in the previous game, and really showing that James Madison are here to compete. And we'll see how they try and adapt, what strategies they try and do going into the next game. But something's got to change, because this game was not it for the Raging Cajuns.
Not at all. I mean, at some point, adjustments have to be made, and at some point, JMU is going to win a game. It's not like they weren't gonna, go down without a fight and get swept, and that was just never going to be the case. We both knew that, and they got their get back here. But now this series gets interesting if Louisiana can figure out a way to adjust and respond well.
Yeah, this is where it could get strange. I mean, seeing Juro go 0 for 3 after watching the first 2 games seems just crazy. As we see here, we're going to see a server disconnection, obviously, because why not? This series, we've seen a flurry of early technical difficulties.
Oh shoot, back out.
Oh no.
Tragic. You out?
Yeah.
Okay.
We apologize for the tech difficulties, everyone. I mean, sometimes the Rocket League servers just don't want people to stay in them for some reason. But we'll get set to go for game 4. James Madison got there first. We'll see if they can quickly turn it into another.
We'll have to wait and see. The Louisiana, though, the Raging Cajuns will lead the series 2-1 as James Madison able to get back in this series and find a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, going into this series, I expected it to be just all James Madison right from the start, right from the finish. I thought Louisiana might get a game, maybe 2, but ultimately I thought it was going to be the Dukes from start to finish. Louisiana going up 2-0 was not something I had on my bingo card. Now James Madison, they're looking to reinstate their dominance as the 1 seed, and they very well could do it going into this 4th game, as last game was all them. A 3-0 shutout is absolutely huge in Louisiana. We'll see if they can try and turn things around, as they're going to need to. Getting this next game would be huge, stopping that momentum and going on to match point. That'd be huge for the Raging Cajuns.
Game 4. We're underway. The Dukes trying to equalize this at 2-2. Louisiana trying to get to match point with a 3-game advantage.
Ability trying to get it over to Pigeon early. I want to see Louisiana. I think the biggest thing is we need to see their offense click early, at least get that first, try and open up the floodgates a little bit more, and then obviously their defense has to be able to adapt at what James Madison is throwing at them, because weren't able to do it last game. Now a good shot here from Juro, ghosts around Pigeon, and it'll be the first one through for Louisiana.
And all 3 of those defensive players chase that same ball, leaving the net wide open for Juro.
Yeah, it just we saw them all kind of moving laterally across the field at the exact same time, and then the quick turnaround from Louisiana, just able to catch one out in front. That's really all it took. Jackson has himself a dribble, and ability will just take it right away from Juro. Evading the bump, will get himself over. Pigeon looking for the bump on Gad, not in time. What a stop.
Demoed from behind. Louisiana's getting physical early. Good sign. If you're a Raging Cajun fan in chat, joining us tonight is the Raging Cajuns looking for their first ever Sun Belt tournament title and a 2nd straight tournament appearance. JMU looking to go dancing for a 3rd straight season and a 2nd ever Sun Belt tournament title.
Yeah, we saw them obviously take it in season 3. That was their first, and kind of their first season in CCS, and it was a solid victory there, and they have a solid chance of getting this one back. But Louisiana standing in their way, and they're still standing tall.
That they have been so far. It's just 1-0 early, though. Plenty of time to go for Dukes to get back into this game. But you're going to look for players like Pigeon and Gad to do a lot of the damage, especially Pigeon. But the corner here, as he fires way wide. Now rebound for ability. Shot turned away by Churro. Halftime about a minute away, and JMU still nothing to give here in game 4.
So I do want to ask you, Nation, both these teams obviously incredibly solid in their own right. Both obviously way high up in the CCS power rankings. James Madison, they finished in the top 5. Louisiana finished in the top 20. Both of these were round 2 exits last season. Do you see them getting farther than that?
I think JMU could get as far as the Elite 8 with a good performance at champs. I think Louisiana probably good for a round of 16, maybe Elite 8. I'd probably tweet 16 if I had to guess their peak.
I would agree. I mean, I think James Madison can. I think they could potentially, with some really stellar performances, could maybe break into that top 4. I think there's a chance, but they're really going to need to show out, and they can't have a slow start like they did tonight.
Well, the second they play a team that knows how to expose Pigeon's effectiveness early, they're in trouble. So, you gotta deal with that the whole time. Oh my goodness, that was almost bad. But 2-minute warning here in game number 4, and Louisiana's partially trolling. It looks like.
We just saw a couple, that one redirect to the own backboard. It just happens sometimes. His ability not going to do that one for JMU. Shot will be on for loss. Gad, quick save there. Could be a nice opportunity here. Gad lobs it downfield. No redirect from Pigeon. Ability wanted the double demo there, but Loss is able to stay away and find himself a save. Juro, 62 boost to work with it through the corner. Gets away from Pigeon. Gets one touch through the midfield line, but that's it.
Jackson now with it. In control, back for Gad. JMU in transition over 1. Gad and Pigeon left alone the right wing. Over the second, 1-on-1. Jackson will cover the clear. 90 ticks to go in the clock. Ability back to midfield. Goes high. Lost control. Drew able to punt it away for Louisiana. The pressure back on James Madison to get the job done in game 4 to equalize.
I mean, it's been a very competitive game going through, and Louisiana, they've just been able to hold the lead so far, and feel like it's just a matter of time before the Dukes are able to turn in their first of this game and tie things up. But it's up to the Raging Cajuns to try and shut them down. Pigeon through the corner looking for a double, no good. Lost will hold it down on the goal line. What a stop there.
45 on the clock to go. Louisiana holding off well at 1-0. 0 long. Clear finds Lost in transition over the last defender. Can he get a payroll bounce? No, he can't. 35 to go. This clock favors the Cajuns.
It does indeed. They're just going to be looking to play a little bit of keep boost in their favor and really try and limit the attacks before they really start. From James Madison. Gad, nice clear across here. Pigeons there, and Lost able to steal that corner boost away. Ability will put this one middle. Pigeon is there, and a good shot on in Louisiana. Let it go. James Madison tie it up.
16 seconds. Ability finds Pigeon in transition and gets straight over Jackson 1-1 with 16 to go.
Louisiana, they had all the boost, but no one was able to put a good enough challenge on that ball, and James Madison do a great job taking advantage now. 10 seconds left. Pigeon, he's got control. He's got a reset, trying to go middle to Gad. Wants the bump. Gad, bump right from down 1 to up 1. JMU have a lead.
And her mic just got out so bad. 7 seconds to go. And just 9 seconds later, James Madison down 1, up 1.
I yelled pretty loud. I was hyped to see that praise. James Madison, what a comeback late here in game number 4. Obviously, it was just 1 goal, but it felt like much more as James Madison will officially take it. We're tied 2-2 in this series.
And another sell job for Louisiana. I mean, again, you blew a 3-1 lead and 3-0 lead in game 2 and still got the job done. And then there you blew it away in the last couple seconds and fell just short in regulation.
Yeah, they absolutely could have come away with that one. Again, that first goal that came through really just showed that, they could have had it. They had all the boost, they had all the control, and they just had one moment of weakness and some good speed from JMU. Ability to Pigeon, able to tie it up, and then quickly Pigeon dimes it up for Gad, and he slots it well. So we'll see if James Madison can pick up another. We'll see if they can start a little bit quicker here in game number 5, as Louisiana, they're looking to really slow down this momentum with anything they can.
That they are. And, game 5 now, level in the series. Your 2-0 advantage from earlier on, completely gone. And now you got to find a way to respond with more pressure here in game 5.
Yeah, you really do. Ability wants a double, can't put it on target. Jackson will take him off the pitch, and now a little bit of awkwardness out in front in Louisiana. What is happening?
Yeah, the defense is falling apart as James Madison now a quick 3-0 run, just about 20, 30, 41 seconds in regulation over the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that was a good shot from Pigeon, but ultimately it was a triple commit for one ball out in front, and Jackson kind of just gave the touch straight to him. I can't exactly tell you, but now this one will be turned in back by Lost, and Louisiana get it right back.
I think whoever wins this game wins the series. 4:27 to go, and Louisiana back at level.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten a little bit messy here. It really has. I mean, obviously we're just 33 seconds into this game, but it has been an interesting one to start. And, obviously winner of this one will be on match point. They'll have that game of momentum going forward. And obviously if James Madison get it, that might just mark the end of this conference tournament run for Louisiana. Because, if you let the Dukes get 3 in a row, I don't know if you're going to be able to get back from it. Gad, big double. What a look from Gad.
409, and Gad delivers a blow from up top. Beautiful angle. Drop down is perfect. 2-1, the Dukes lead.
That is just perfect and precise. High altitude, high velocity. Gad gets the job done. So JMU have themselves a lead. Back in the first minute, ability looking to add on. Will be shut down by Jackson. Pigeon next in line, blocked by Juro. Gad is there, looking for Pigeon off the back. He scoops it too far out.
Almost a third for the Dukes offense, and the last 2 games have heavily favored James Madison in the late stretch of those periods, and now game 5, it's 2-1 for the Dukes. This series, I'll leave it at 2 apiece as the Dukes trying to reclaim a lead here, and that's going to be 3-1.
And Gad doing a great job on this take. Pigeon gets the boost, takes it off the corner. You can see one touch, then just leaves. You can see him drop down immediately. Gad there in a second to take control and put a shot on. James Madison up 3-1. And their offense starting to click in Louisiana. They have just not been able to slow things down.
3:36 to go. James Madison lead by as much as 2 now. And the Raging Cajuns, the first 2 games are so great, but since then it really kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah, we have just not seen them really look as good on any side of the ball. Their defense not being quite what it was. Obviously, their offense has come to a bit of a slower standstill, and James Madison have really just taken it in stride, and they got the momentum. I don't think they're going to be able to let it go.
I don't think so either. I think now, things have shifted so heavily favoring JMU here. So now if you're Louisiana, something has to give, either defensively or offensively, if you're going to have any chance of pulling this one back.
Yeah, ability looking for Pigeon. He's got no boost. Still tries to put a touch middle. Juro will steer it away. Ability dropping back with Gad. Juro trying to find a touch middle. Jackson just having to retreat all the way back to net and make this save. Will spin out a bit in the corner. Gad will eliminate him off the field as halfway through game number 5, and James Madison still solidly out front. Louisiana just haven't been able to get a lot going. Gad dunks 2, and this one is just gonna roll through. Gad has a hat trick.
2:23, and Juro just gets dunked, and then Jackson gets dunked, and Gad puts on a 4th for the Dukes just after the half.
Yeah, and Jackson just put that one right back in to Gad's car there. He could have gone low, played the low 50, or at least just try and send it forward, but it was the fact that he went up that allowed Gad just to dunk that one straight through. And now 4-1. Pigeon to ability, looking to make it 5-1. A good save here from Lost, but you can see Louisiana Nation, they just look uncomfortable.
They really do. And again, the offense is also falling apart defensively as well. Almost a fit there. The pass a little bit better. That was for sure going to be goal 5. Maybe goal 5 here. Pigeon 1-on-2. Avoids a demo over a second. Juro left alone by himself. And, Juro came alive early in the series. And he's been stagnant since. And someone has to go big down the stretch for Louisiana here.
And Pigeon might have himself a double here. No, off the crossbar and away. A great looking Yeah, someone from Louisiana really does need to step up, because right now this team looks like they have gone cold. They do not seem to be raging as much right now, and James Madison, I mean, they're more than happy just to kind of take that momentum in stride.
Their shots aren't being shot with Cajun Spice. 1:15 to go. And Louisiana has gone from spicy hot to freezing cold in the matter of 3 games.
That made me giggle. The Cajun comment made me giggle. And then here's a good shot. This one had a little bit of spice from Juro as he puts it right side. Louisiana will pick up their second, but isn't enough.
104 is doable, but you got to have the third one within the next, preferably 20 seconds.
Yeah, they need to find it quick, especially with how, you know, these games have been panning out. They really just need to get that confidence rolling. You know, this is the shot where this is the time where you need that kind of highlight reel play, whether it be, you know, a big mechanical play, whether it be a great passing play, whether it be a big demo play. You need something, and they might not find it. Can Pigeon put it away? No, couldn't quite get around it. Gad an ability, respecting Jackson here. Gad will now take it away from ability. Half flips on it, flips it past one. Lost will clear it back out to the midfield, but JMU just waiting patiently there. Gad, no double. Pigeon will have a chance. Does he have a double in time? No, it's going to be saved by Juro.
25 seconds to go here in game number 5 as James Madison
We got a rule 1.
still up by 2. Ability makes it 3. That should be the dagger.
Yeah, it should indeed. The rule 1 in net, as that was Pigeon locked with Jackson and just left him nowhere to go. No extra defender in net, and 5-2 goes the scoreline. And James Madison, they're going to have 3 in a row. Do you think Louisiana have a chance of getting this one back?
Not this game, but the series is still very well doable. I mean, it's only 3-2, and you know, at this point, you know, I hope they take the whole 60 seconds to talk things over and just, you know, wait that whole time to, you know, relieve some of the pressure off of themselves and maybe ice jam you a little bit and hope that you can get a good start in the 6th game and get to game 7.
Yeah, got a well-deserved MVP there, as off his hat trick on just 5 shots, assisted the other 2 as well. 1 to ability, 1 to Pigeon. So he's part of all 5 goals there for JMU. A great performance, and we'll see if we see that kind of return. But ultimately, James Madison, they're just in complete control right now. Louisiana, you know, the chances are low, but they really got to turn something around here. We need to see some sort of big change coming into game number 6. Otherwise, this one might just be over.
That it might be. We'll have to wait and see. If they start things out cold, it's over. If they start things out hot, there's a chance.
Yeah, we'll have to see who's able to put that first goal away. Gad looking to make it JMU as he carries this one downfield. A good 50. Jackson should be able to deal. Pigeon, another good 50 out front. Juro misses. Lost is there, and Juro will have the 50 out. Pigeon just air dribbling this one to the midfield. Gets a reset, pops it up. Gad takes it in stride. Can he find another touch? No.
4:38 to go. Ability. Flip reset for ability. Fires. No good. Juro save. Jackson off the rebound will find the 2nd save, and these first 30 seconds have been very pivotal on the defensive side for Louisiana.
Yeah, ultimately we are seeing James Madison really take advantage of the time they've been given so far. We've seen a lot of highly mechanical attempts to open up. Game number 6 as Pigeon, he's eyeing a double. Does he have it? No. Juro will rip it away off the back ball. Ability, 1 touch. Juro has a little bit of time to himself, going up high. Gad, looks like he got a ghost touch there, as Pigeon will be able to secure it back in the corner. Good 50 from Lost. No one there to take advantage for Louisiana.
Yeah, if Juro's going to wake back up, got to be here in game 6. If they're going to have any chance of winning this conference tournament, Juro has to come back alive like he was in game 1 and game 2. So this offense feeds through him, and it doesn't succeed without him.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw him. He was unstoppable in game 1. Game 2, he still led things offensively, had himself a great amount of looks, but you know, in these last 3 games, he's gone quiet, and I mean that's partly due to James Madison really stepping up their pace of play and not giving Juro as much free reign as he had. But ultimately, you know, a team like James Madison, you know, these goods of teams, they're not going to give you that time. You need to create it yourself.
There goes Juro, plenty of boost. Over one, he's bumped off the ceiling. A double chance here. Juro, no good. But a big look to wake up the offense.
Yeah, it really was. That might be able to give them a little bit of a spark going into the rest of this game. 2 minutes gone. No one able to break through just yet. Ability through the corner. Jackson out to the midfield. Pigeon got a little bit of time, a little bit of space. He's looking for Gad far side. Booms it into the backboard. Juro already waiting patiently.
And the long clock run off can be a good thing and a bad thing, because if you score, there's not a lot of time you have to play defense. If you get scored on, you don't have a lot of time to score.
Yeah, we'll have to see who's going to be the one team to try and turn around Pigeon. Want a little pre-flip touch there. Ability blocked by Jackson. A fall to Gad. He shakes off the bump, but Juro is there, and Pigeon's just kind of lurking on the backboard. And Louisiana will make it 1-0.
Well, they ran off half the clock, but the big question tonight has been, can Louisiana play defense? Can they hold off 225 of no scoring from the Dukes?
Yeah, I think after 3 games in a row, James Madison, they have slowed down a little bit, Nation, and not in a bad way. It's just they're looking confident. You know, when teams get confident, they get a little bit too content, and we've seen them having a bit of fun going for that mechanical stuff in this game, and haven't maybe been as aware or as alert as we've seen them in times past. And that's because they got 3 games in a row, and you got a player like Pigeon who can almost do stuff like that.
That was what, a double reset?
It was something full field double reset, almost able to double it in as well, but just kind of ran out of boost to readjust. As you know, less than 2 minutes ago, I would expect James Madison to lock it in a little bit more and try and end this series here in 6, but Champions Field currently on the horizon.
That it is, minute 38 away exactly. Louisiana, one more goal could put this thing on ice to get us to game 7. Pigeon pass to Ability, fires, denied by Lost. And the Raging Cajuns defense continuing to play well here.
Good turnaround from Gad. Juro will just sneak it away from Ability in time. Pigeon a good 50 here, looking to go back up versus Jackson. Gad dove in as well, and Lost will have himself a clear, supported by Juro. Pigeon able to rip away that possession there. It falls to Ability. James Madison, a lot of time to work with here. Ability, a good carry. The reset puts it middle, but Pigeon a little bit too close behind him.
1 minute to go. Louisiana trying to send us to game 7 here in the Sun Belt Tournament Final, where the ticket to the championship's on the line for the winner. Lost, launching downfield. James Madison have 45 seconds to score, and they got the job done last game with under 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, you got to feel that they're going to be able to try and turn something in late here and at least take this one to OT. Ability, some great 50s out. No one close there as second for a shot. Jackson will shut down Gad here. Ability sends it straight into the pavement. Now this one up. Does Pigeon have a look? He does! And we see a huge miss on the goal line.
Yeah, the recovery out at Juro. There it goes up the wall, comes down the wall, and lands with his wheel stuck to the floor. Couldn't jump back up. 1-1. 23 seconds is another blown game by Louisiana.
Yeah, he kind of just fell down off that post, and I believe he actually tried to land or flip and kind of just wave dashed into the ground. He just kind of got glued there, and that will give 1 to the Dukes here in regulation. Maybe trying to find another, but the Raging Cajuns can't count them out yet. Lost. We'll lose this one to Ability. Juro is bumped. It's an open looking Ability. Rolling it in time. No, it's wide. He tries to get it over to Gad. The shot saved by Jackson, and somehow the Raging Cajuns hang on.
Overtime. In game 6, James Madison a goal away from the tournament. Louisiana trying to get to game 7 with one more score.
This one up into the ceiling from Jackson. Juro is there off the corner. Pigeon, tough read to make work. He does it. He's able to 50 lost as well. Abilities on it, low boost. This one might just drop down. Juro, a great read on it. Gets it over Gad as well. Starting to see his control improve here. Lost. Try to delay that 50 pass. Pigeon Ability goes up high. Juro, he's going to have a look here. It's 50 away by Ability. This OT already so tense.
Double attempt, no good. Jackson couldn't force the own goal. There on that last defender. Juro back to midfield. Pigeon back across the corner and finds a double cross back for Lost. Pigeon back to Jackson, back upfield for Lost. No boost in the tank though for the leading shooter there as Drew has to wait. Possession still in the hands of Louisiana.
Yeah, a little bit awkward. He misses. Lost is there, and Lost will turn it in. Exactly 1 minute gone, and it's Louisiana off the miss up high, and they're taking this thing to 7.
On to game 7 we go. We've got 14 games in the series now tonight. Jonas, the last 2 games have gone to game 7.
It's a long night.
Has been a long night.
I mean, we've casted a lot before, but Game 7 series never fail to really bring the tension. However, we saw obviously a great one last matchup, Florida International, Middle Tennessee State. Now we're getting another one.
One last game. Can the underdog pull it through again?
I mean, they got the momentum going into it. They got Game 6. They were able to capitalize in OT, but I think James Madison, I still think they got it. I mean, they still looked very confident in that game again through the majority of regulation. I still didn't feel like they were going 100%. I feel like here in Game 7, they're really going to lock things in, lock things down, and Louisiana are going to have a tough time. His ability, get the first one 7 seconds in.
Defense just couldn't adjust there. Lost had no boost. Jackson got a bad touch off the back wall. Ability, plenty of boost. Lost was just caught in no man's land. 7 seconds in. The Dukes lead 1.
Yeah, I think Lost was he probably could have backflipped that one out, but he had full and complete confidence that Jackson was going to have another touch off the kickoff. Lost fires ability. We'll pick up the early, saving a huge 50 back down the other way as well. Jackson is there getting rushed by Pigeon. Jackson gets it past one. Gad looking to turn things around. A good flick. Can't stay on it. Juro will 50 it away. Pigeon falling into the demo there versus Juro. Ability wants a double. It's going to be off target.
30 seconds into game 7. Gad fires. Rebound. No good. Big save for Jackson. Keeps the Raging Cajuns within a 1 for now. Pigeon reset past the midfield. No one there's Lost. Gonna fire over the top of Gad. Rebound off the back wall. Won't go. Lost. Fires and wide.
A lot of awkwardness in that sequence between both offense and defense as Gad looking for a big 50 here. It'll fire all the way the far corner. Pigeon next in line up through the corner, dropping down his pass. Jackson ability there. Roller saved by Lost. Good stop there. Not a ton of boost to work with, however. Gad will go straight through him, stealing that corner as well. 50 middle. Jackson off the near post. We'll be able to carry this one out for a moment, but James Madison, they just seem to run the pitch to start. Gad will take this one away off the backboard.
3:35 to go. Jackson left field there. Easy save though for Pigeon. First 90 seconds all favors JMU currently, but still a lot of clock to go for Louisiana to fight back.
Oh, and that is just a pixel perfect touch across from Gad. Gets the 50 pass to the first touch, then snaps it over Jackson, not even scraping the crossbar, just straight over to Pigeon. He turns in number 2.
3:23 to go as Louisiana now trailing 0-2 in a pivotal game 7.
And again, I just really do feel like this is James Madison locking things back in after dropping that overtime. I think they just won 3 in a row. They got a little bit too content. A nice save out of Juro there. And now we're seeing once again kind of that full might of the Dukes here in game number 7.
3 minutes to go in game 7. Plenty of time for the Raging Cajuns to find one here. You got to try to score in the next, what, minute 30 if you can?
Yeah, I would think so. I think if they go into the final minute trailing too, it might just be over. And James Madison, they're obviously looking to add on a third here around halftime, and they very well could do it. Pigeon low boost, gets past Lost pre-flip. Juro hops over him, gets over ability as well. Pigeon and Gad both there, struggling for boost. Lost going middle. Jackson is there, can't put it on target.
Rebound, Juro wide. 2:20. The play got a minute or so to score to get this game back within 1 with a good bit of time on the clock for the last one if they can strike here soon. But things have not gone the way of Louisiana tonight so far in game 7 as the Duke's defense is readjusted. It's been perfect.
Yeah, they really haven't. I mean, honestly, we're seeing the shot differential once again. Only 3 for Louisiana so far through the first 3 minutes, and meanwhile, JMU have 7, maybe looking to be 8 here. Pigeon trying to put one on, will do so. Juro, nice half lip save with no boost. Gad trying to force his way through. It will be cleared out. Gad a bump there on loss, creating a little bit of an awkward stop at the midfield line as Pigeon go right back to the halfway point on this field. And ultimately, Louisiana, they're running out of that time, Nation.
They got to score here soon. Minute 27 to go. Probably got, at worst, 45 seconds to score to leave about 40 seconds for that last goal to come through off a kickoff or something. But, you got to be efficient down the stretch here. Minute 15 to go, trailing 2. The offense needs to go down the field and score as soon as they can.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see them try and turn another in, but honestly, I don't know if they're going to be able to. Even in this last minute, there's still plenty of time for them to do it, but James Madison have just looked like a different beast so far here in game number 7, looking much more of those last games. Juro gets a nice touchdown ability, soft back pass. Pigeon will take it at the helm through the corner, gets a 50. It'll drop to Gad, and Pigeon just sitting in front of Juro. He'll work his way out to the midfield ability. Low boost here. He's going to have to find a save versus lost. Pigeon puts us dangerously middle, but able to get back for a save.
30 seconds. Lost. Back to Juro over 1. Has no help ability. A whip in front, though. Pigeon in trouble. No one's there to dive in. You got to start going. You're out of time.
Yeah, there is not enough time here for Louisiana. It just has to be said. They got to score on this attempt right now, but we're just seeing the Dukes playing keep away. Juro whiffs. Pigeon low boost, reset, scoop over. Jackson ability there, and that is the nail in the coffin. James Madison are going to pick up their 2nd conference title.
That they will. 9 seconds to go, and James Madison will be your Sun-Belt representatives in the CCS championships.
I mean, I think we knew it going into this season, but Louisiana, you got to give the Ragin' Cajuns credit. They gave him a run for their money, and Gad, he just wanted to get on the board as well. He wanted to get his goal in Game 7. But either way, I mean, James Madison, what a performance. I mean, again, they were down 0-2 in this series. They won 3 in a row. Louisiana kept it to 7, but the Dukes dominated here on Champions Field.
That they did. Well, what a night it was for JMU and Louisiana. But on to our break here, Jonas. As JMU wrap it up 4-3, the final score will knock off Louisiana and head on to the CCS championships.
Yeah, well deserved for James Madison. Are we just going to stay right here?
We're going to go to a break. We're going to go to a break.
Okay.
We're going to go to a break. When we come back, the Atlantic Sun tournament wraps up with at number 1, North Florida versus number 3, Eastern Kentucky, 11:10 kickoff. We'll see you guys here soon. It's so long in the Sun Belt tournament.